Hey there everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. I'm excited to do an update kind of redux for you on the Tops Knives Shango XL. You know, we reviewed this knife about 9 months ago, and the moment I saw it about a year and a half ago, before I purchased it, it instantly connected with me. How it was designed, I really loved everything about it. I really like that harpoon shape. I love the color, that kind of gunmetal gray really connected with me. I knew that that handle would be very ergonomic. I like that the idea of the Shango notch, you know, to throw sparks without having to modify the spine at all, and the 440C in the stainless steel, because when I'm looking for kind of a companion lightweight knife like this, you know, right around 3 to 4 inches, you know, I look for a stainless steel if I can, or a steel that's very rust resistant, like CPM 3V or something like that, because what I've found is that I prefer stainless steels to high carbons for smaller knives, because they just mean less maintenance. Usually they hold their edge longer, you don't have to deal with as much rust issues and things like that, and you know, you're not putting these knives, because of just how small they are, it's just physics, you're not going to be putting these through really hard chopping or really hard batoning because they're so small, and in that case you don't really need a really, you know, shock, you know, strength on a knife like 1095 or 5160 or something like that. You can go for, you know, maybe a more brittle but better edge retention and, you know, more rust resistant stainless steel. So the 440C really intrigued me as well. And guys, I've loved this thing. It's still in the collection. In fact, I have even upgraded to a Kydex sheath that we'll talk about here in just a moment. But this thing is still at a fantastic, and I'm going to start out with my likability because I've kept it around and because I was willing to spend money on an aftermarket Kydex sheath. My likability rating is a 5 out of 5. This thing is a fabulous knife for a companion blade, and just so much fun to use, very unique, very ergonomic, and very capable in anything and everything you throw at it. So I love using my Shango XL, and my likability on this knife is 5 out of 5 in the use of it and everything that it does and can perform in. It's fabulous. And guys, the reason that I give this likability a 5 out of 5 is its capabilities. From everything from food prep, you know, if you're going through fruit, vegetables, meat, whatever, how thin it is, an 1/8 of an inch thick, with that full flat grind and that great edge, makes it phenomenal for sliding through all sorts of food. So it's very easy for you to do food prep around your campsite, and I love doing that with this Shango. It performs really, really well, just almost as well as any of my kitchen knives that I own. Then on top of that, if you're using, you know, if you need to cut nylon rope, paracord, that type of stuff, it's going to go through that like butter. I mean, just slash right through that type of stuff. And then finally, bushcraft tasks, guys, of any kind. Feather stick making. The feather stick making is amazing with this knife. I mean, it's able to get your fire prep going no problem because of how it's designed. Very easy to do that. And then any type of notching, you know, if you're making a 4-figure trap, you're making a tent peg, whatever, the notching is very easy to do as well. And then any type of, you know, maybe a fishing spear, maybe the other end of your tent peg, you know, whatever you may be needing to do in your bushcraft, you know, type of situation, this thing, camp tasks, that type of stuff, this knife is absolutely able to perform with flying colors. It just does so well, guys, with everything that you throw at it. And even stabbing tasks, you know, if you did need it, you know, you don't have a gun on you, maybe, you know, for whatever reason you don't own one, and you're out there and you did need to defend yourself against a smaller wild animal attack, you know, a coyote, a mountain lion, you know, something like that. It has a great traction plan as well as tip to be able to handle that stabbing task as well and give you a really good stabbing penetration if you did have to defend yourself out there in the bush against someone or something. You could have the capabilities with the Shango XL. So for all of those reasons, that's why I give it a likability scale rating of 5 out of 5, and I'm going to give it a quality rating of 5 out of 5. This thing is very, very well designed. Fit and finish is perfect in every way, and the quality that you're purchasing the Shango XL, that knife itself, is phenomenal. 5 out of 5 on the quality rating. Ergonomics is another thing that I'm going to have to give it 5 out of 5, guys. There's just so many things on this knife that I give 5 out of 5. The ergonomics are fantastic. I wear large size gloves, and you can see here, if I'm grabbing right close to that guard, like I'm about to do a push cut or just a hammer grip, you can see how much of that knife is still sticking out there and easily able to be grabbed. So I can kind of move around if I need to. I can have, with this little tiny notch right here, I can hold it in a chest grip and do a reverse kind of cut with it, and it feels fantastic in my hand and just really fills out my hand with those micarta handle scales extremely well, and even gives me that little loop back there with that lanyard and this kind of like flare out there. So even if I had to do extremely light chopping, it'd be better to baton chop through stuff, but if you had to, you could hack off some little light branches and stuff with how that handle is designed. But it's just so well designed, guys, so ergonomic in my large, again, large size hands. fills them out fantastically well. 0 hot spots in any way that I hold the knife. The ergonomic rating on this knife is 5 out of 5, and fantastic. Even with really large hands, it's going to be long enough for you to do it. It is pretty narrow, so some of you with like triple XL hands may start to kind of find it that it's a little awkward in hand, but for medium, small, large, extra large size hands, fabulous on the ergonomics. 5 out of 5. Now we're about to talk about some ratings that I'm not too stoked about and are going to get pretty poor ratings, but I'm willing to overlook them and still have a likability, like I said earlier, a 5 out of 5 because of everything else I just listed. But this one, I'm going to give the carry rating a 2 out of 5. Very poor carry rating because it comes out of the box with a really cruddy nylon sheath. Tops knows that I do not enjoy these. I comment every single time, and I know that they see these videos. I hate this sheath. I hate this design, and it comes on some of their other knives as well. It's nylon, you know, you get a molly along the back, you get this plastic clip right here that has a flap. You know, you can remove that flap if you so desire, but you know, the knife wants to fall out, so you have to basically use this flap, and then it just has this little toggle of Velcro. There's no button, and again, there's huge play, so the knife just wants to come out, and I hate it. I hate carrying it this way, and I don't like this sheath, but what's awesome is that I was able to upgrade, and we did a review earlier in the week on the sheath. I sent the knife over to De La Rosa Tactical Holsters. They're a company that do all sorts of kydex for guns and knives, and I got a fantastic gray on gray kydex sheath with a belt, or excuse me, with a loop for fire steel, as well as a BLADEHQ lock. No rattle now. This is what should have come with the Shango itself. I really hope in the future, Tops, you upgrade, get rid of that cruddy nylon, and give us just a similar kydex sheath like we get on the Tops B.O.B. If you just give the exact same style as the Tops B.O.B. on the Tops Shango XL, I think that would be a phenomenal, and then the carry rating would be 5 out of 5. There'd be no complaints. But as it stands right now with this bogus nylon sheath, the carry options out of the box are 2 out of 5. You're going to want to upgrade if you buy the XL, the Shango XL, to either leather or kydex, because out of the box, not digging that nylon sheath at all, and only gets a 2 out of 5 on the carry option rating over here at Gideon's Tactical. All right, and that poor rating that I just gave it on the sheath also hurts the value rating on the Shango XL as well. I'm going to have to give this a value rating of 3 out of 5. The reason for that is right now you can find it, the cheapest I've found is on eBay from a reputable dealer, hopefully I said that right, for about $93. That's the cheapest I've found it, and you can find it at KnifeWorks for $100. I think you can get it at BLADEHQ for $100 or $105. So it's becoming more available. When I purchased it, you could only find it on Tops or on eBay. That was it. So I'm glad, and maybe that original video we did is kind of jump-started some of the popularity for the Shango XL. I hope it has, and hopefully this video as well will jump-start the popularity on this knife, because I think it's a fabulous knife. Like I said, obviously likability 5 out of 5, but the value is 3 out of 5 because at that price point of right about $100, you can easily purchase either the Tops B.O.B., the Tops Light Trekker, or the Light Traveler. All 3 of those knives come with kydex sheaths, so you don't have to upgrade, and those kydex sheaths are 5 out of 5. This one with the nylon, whoosh, goes way down. I know a lot of people are not stoked about those nylon sheaths, so that's a real big downside to me for the rating of the value, and that's why I'm going to have to knock it 2 points. If this comes with a kydex sheath, just like on all those 3 other knives I just listed from Tops, this value would be 5 out of 5 as well. I mean, it'd be a fantastic value. As it stands right now, 3 out of 5, because I had to spend an extra $50 on a kydex sheath, and I will have a link to in the description below, not only to the review of the De La Rosa Tactical Holster, but also to their website, so you can see this. But I had to spend an extra about $50 to upgrade, so I spent $150 on this knife instead of just $100 because I had to upgrade from that bogus sheath. So value 3 out of 5. So one of the great extra things with this knife is that it gives you this uncoated 440C part right back here on the pommel of the knife that is designed to throw sparks. So I'm going to use my Swedish fire steel, and I'm going to use just a cotton ball and some feather sticks that I just did a moment ago, and we're going to see if we can get this sucker going here. Look at that. One tiny little strike. Get that whole stick going there. Very cool. That was very, very easy. Cotton balls are great, but just kind of show you, make sure you can see it. Real nice big sparks can be thrown with that Shango notch, which is what it's called, to help you start a fire when you're out there in the wilderness. So very cool little extra feature that this knife offers. As we bring this quick update and Redux video for you to a close. I got to tell you guys that, again, likability 5 out of 5, and I love this thing. And now that it's paired with this aftermarket Kydex sheath, it is one of my go-to companion fixed blades. I mean, the 440C holds an edge longer than 1095 that Tops produces, and is on par with their 154CM from everything that I've experienced with their light Traveler that we've reviewed here on the channel. So the 440C is fantastic. It's very rust resistant, will hold an edge longer than 1095, and it's easy to work with as well and get a good razor sharp edge back on it. And everything that it performs with on this channel and everything that I use it for on a regular basis, it's now one of my go-to companion blades. It's really hard for me to not take this when I'm going up hiking, backpacking, doing field testing on other gear, maybe a big knife or a hatchet or a backpack. I mean, this is the one that I'm like, I think I'm going to take that today over a lot of other knives like the BK14, even the Survive Knives SK4. A lot of times I'll take this over it, even though I love the SK4 as well. You know, this is such a good blade. So likability, again, guys, 5 out of 5. I really hope that this update and Redux video for you on the Tops Knives Shango XL has encouraged you to look into it and possibly pick one up, because I would highly recommend it. And ultimately, I just hope that this video has helped you out make a wise purchasing decision for a companion lightweight blade. Thank you so much for watching this particular episode of Gideon's Tactical. Please subscribe, comment, like the videos, share the videos, and check out our Facebook page. You can find it on the YouTube homepage of Gideon's Tactical. Like our Facebook page, where you'll get updates of upcoming videos, you'll get photos, as well as upcoming gear, new gear releases, you know, that products and companies that are released, as well as behind the scenes footage and bloopers that you'll never see make it to YouTube. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.